So the reporting is out that Peter Navarro has made up this fictitious source and used him in a lot of his books. He created a fictitious trade expert, Ron Vara, it's an anagram for Navarro, right? And he's used this guy. And so this has come out and it's been acknowledged, right? There's no doubt this has happened. And the publishers of his books are pissed and are going to have to put notices on things. Rachel Maddow is reporting it as, hey, look, the expertise that they're basing Trump policy on is fictitious. And so to them, it's a sick burn. And it certainly doesn't do any good for Peter Navarro's credibility. He doesn't necessarily care, I don't think. The guy went to jail for Trump, and he was in academia what would be politely referred to as a heterodox scholar. He was outside the mainstream. He did have a position at a university, very nice, but yeah, no. And he was never taken seriously. I don't think he cares. He wrote books that were sensationalist, Death by China, right? That's one of his titles, with a co-author who, Ed is now having to take some heat. But the thing I want to point out is it doesn't do any good for his credibility, but let's not worry too much about expertise, right? Rachel Maddow is putting an inappropriate weight on the question of expertise. Now, expertise, and the idea is someone's an expert. The words that come out of their mouth, we gotta give some credibility to, and there's a role for that in journalism and in public discourse. In academic research, though, we don't care, right? When we do research, we show the work. We do the work. We do research into facts, it's called empirical research, that is transparent. We show we explain how we're doing it, and it must be reproducible. Somebody has got to be able to reproduce the results to see for themselves. And it's that examination of the data that can be checked and can be evaluated on its own that renders the identity of the person irrelevant, which is why peer-reviewed papers are reviewed anonymously. We don't care who the person is, right? So there is no role for expertise in academia. So this doesn't excuse lying and making up a fictitious person, but I want to make sure, especially for my students, that we understand that it's rather beside the point. That if you're relying on a named expert, you've already gone away from what we really value in research.